Guys, now please confirm to me. I'll forget my voice on screen. Those who are attending in online. Guys, now please confirm to me. I'll forget my voice on screen. Those who are attending in online. Am I audible? Is my voice on screen is clear to all of you guys? Now please confirm to me. Am I audible? Guys, now please confirm to me. I'll forget my voice on screen. Those who are attending in online. Am I audible? Guys, everybody please respond to me. Right, sir. Now check it what we completed there in the last session. So I think so we are discussing about the JDBC definitions. If we understand the JDBC definitions, overall, four types of definitions are given. What are the four definitions now? JDBC is a step-by-step procedure to interact with the database from Java applications in order to perform the database operations from Java applications. Definition 2. JDBC is a technology, not a programming language. It will provide an environment to connect with the database from Java applications in order to perform the database operations. Right here, the point is what JDBC is a technology, not a programming language. Programming language is a thing which introduces the new syntaxes, which introduces some new definitions. But technology is not not having any new syntaxes and new definitions. Definitions may be available, but it doesn't have any new conventions. Whatever the conventions which are available at core Java, the same conventions are followed by the technology. The JDBC is a technology. In a Java J2EE environment, only core Java is a programming language. All remaining things are what there? All the remaining things are like what I'm telling there, technologies only. Like JDBC is a technology, Servlets is a technology, EJBC is a technology, and so on. So many technologies are available. Next one is JDBC is an API, application programming interface, a collection of classes and interfaces. It can be used to interact with the databases from Java applications in order to perform the database operations from Java applications. Leave it. Next one is JDBC is an abstraction provided by Sun Microsystems and implemented by almost all the database vendors to connect with their databases from Java applications in order to perform the database operations from Java applications. Understand it clearly. So these are overall the definitions. No, the last definition, if you understand this, JDBC is an abstraction. In other words, what I'm telling there, abstraction in the sense it's a collection of interfaces. Interfaces you already aware. They are having only abstract methods, only method declarations, no implementations. That implementations for that methods must be provided by database vendors. Database vendors must provide implementation for what there all the methods of that interface. No, understand it clearly. So JDBC is an abstraction provided by Sun Microsystems, and its implementations are provided by all the database vendors, third party organizations, database vendors. We are the first party who are using JDBC. JDBC provider is the second party, or else maybe Sun Microsystem is the first party. We are the second party. Contract must be happen in between first party and second party. But we are dependent on third party. Third party product is what their implementations. That implementations we are going to use to connect with what their databases, which are environment is created by JDBC. JDBC is an abstraction provided by Sun Microsystems, and its implementations are provided by all the database vendors. Understand it clearly. Right, sir. It's okay. This is completed. After this, after completion of this, all the definitions now. In JDBC, what is going on in general? What exactly the work is going on in general in JDBC? Observe carefully, all of you know. In JDBC, in JDBC applications, we will provide the database logic in Java applications as per the Java representations. Tell me, what is the point here I'm telling there? Now observe carefully. In JDBC applications, we will provide database logic in a Java program as per the Java API representation or Java representations. Okay, fine. After that, we will send the Java represented database logic to the database engine. Java represented database logic will be submitted to the database. At a database engine, here the database engine must execute the database logic and has to perform the required database operation, and it has to send the result of the database operation to the Java application. Right. Right, everybody put more concentration. Then what is the point here I'm telling to you? Everybody understand it now. Tell me this. Read this para completely. What I have given. Right, sir. In JDBC applications, will provide the database logic in Java applications as per the Java representations. We will send the Java represented database logic to the database engine. Here the database engine must execute the database logic, but it has to perform the required database operation, and it has to send the results of the database operation to the Java application. Yes, sir. Got it? What I'm telling you? Let me show a diagrammatic representation. Understand it clearly. Now, observe carefully. This is Java application. This is Java application. If you think it is a Java application, who is going to execute this Java programs? No, who is going to execute the Java programs here? Here we can understand like what there JVM. Of course, I'm not representing that JVM, but the point I'm telling to you, Java API, Java API. Java programs are designed as per what there Java API. Understand it clearly. Next one is, this is database. Any type of database, that doesn't matter. Maybe Oracle or maybe MySQL, whatever it may be, database. At a database side, all the operations are performed by database engine. Database engine required what API actually database engine required the database logic in what there query language API. Database engine is required what there query language API. Assume it JVM I am not providing here, then database engine is also not provided here. No. Assume they are available as the respective sites. No, they are available. JVM is available at Java site. Execution, that means query, that means what I'm telling the database engine is available at what side? No, database site. database. Now, what is the point here I'm telling there? In JDBC, we will prepare the database logic at Java program as per Java API representations. Okay. Whatever the database logic here we provided, guys, 1 minute. My screen is shared already, sir. Everybody is getting my screen. Please check from your side. Please check it, sir. All of you are getting my screen. Now it's coming, right? Everybody is getting my screen. Please check from your side. Yeah, it's coming. Right, it's okay, fine. Right, sir, it's okay. Right. Now the point is what there? What is the point here I'm telling to you? So now here, so whatever the database representation I provided, database logic I provided inside the Java application, that I want to provide it to database engine. JVM is sending that Java represented database logic to what there? Database engine. Here assume it, database engine is available. Now database engine has to take it, it has to execute it, it has to perform some database operation, it has to send some results back to the Java program. This must be done by database engine. But unfortunately, database engine is able to understand only query languages. Not possible for database engine to understand Java. But database logic is provided in the form of what? Java. Java representations are coming. But it has query languages representation. Now in this context, how is it possible for database engine to understand Java language and to perform the database operations now as it required that the database logic in query languages? It is expecting the database logic in query languages, but we provided that the database logic in Java representations to the database engine. How is it possible for database engine to execute our programs? Is it possible for database engine to execute our content, to execute our database logic? No, not possible. But how is it possible to execute our JDBC programs? There are two options I am giving there. Option number one, requesting to the Oracle people. Now, for example, you are using Oracle database. Request to the Oracle people. You prepare database engine to understand only query languages, but I am the Java developer. I am preparing my logic in Java. I am submitting the Java logic to you, but you are not executing that. So try to redesign your database engine to understand and to execute Java code directly. Okay? Then think about it. Just analyze this. What response you are going to get from Oracle people? What type of response we are expecting from Oracle people? If we send this is a mail to Oracle Corporation, what they are going to give response? No, they may give the response like what there. It's okay. Thank you for your observation. Thank you for your suggestion. But whatever the suggestion we have given, that is not at all possible. Why? Because we are basically from database side. For our database, so many clients are available. One of the client is Java developers. Similarly, other technology developers are also be clients for us. If I prepare database engine in such a way to understand only Java, what about my remaining clients? How I'm going to provide, how I'm going to serve, how I'm going to give services to the other clients, other technology clients. Python people are also be contacting, interacting with Oracle database. C technology people are also, C programming language people are also interacting with the Oracle database, C sharp .NET. So many people are using that, but you are only one of the client for us. We are not only one of the client. We are not only the total client. You are one of the client. That's it. But so many clients are available. If I prepare database engine in the comfort to you, in the comfort of you, but what about the remaining members now? How we are going to service, how we are going to give services to the other members? So it is not possible to prepare database engine to understand only in Java. Still my product is same, database engine executing SQL queries only, not like your Java directly. This response here we are getting. Okay, then what we have to do? So database engine is not possible to change. Then by the time we have to check any mappers are available or not, any translators are available or not. to map Java representations to database representations and database representations to Java representations. Any translations are available or not, that we have to check. If any translation is available, if any translator is available, our work is going to be very simple. If any translation is available, then our work is very simple. We are going to prepare the Java program here. For example, assume it, if you have the translator, for example, if you have the translator here now, then what we are going to do now? We are going to keep that translator or mediator between these two systems. Think of it, it's a mediator. We will provide database logic in Java. Then after that, what we are going to do there? We are going to send the database logic to like what there? Database logic to this mediator. This mediator will translate the database logic from Java representations to like what representations can know? Java representations to the required query languages representation. Then the required query language representations are provided to database engine. Now database engine will interact with the database. It will perform the database operations. Why? Because now the database logic is available in what language? No, query language is on. Then it will perform the database operation. After performing the database operation, the database engine is able to take that related. The database engine is able to take like what there? The required information. What information can know? The required results know. The results would be given back to the results will be given back to the mediator, the translator. Now the translator is able to convert the results from query language representations to Java representations, and the results will be given back to the Java JVM, and JVM will send the results back to the Java application. When it is possible, if this converter or translator or mediator is available, then we can achieve this kind of requirement. Yes, sir, got my point or not? Yes, nowadays in outside, these mediators are available. These converters are available in outside. These translators are available in outside. Now this mediator as an interface in between Java application and database to map Java representations with query languages representation, and query languages representation with what there? Java representation. Some mediators are available. That mediator is called as what there? A driver. Another word, JDBC driver. The mediator is called as what there? A driver. Yes, sir. All of you get my point or not? Straightforward question. What is a driver? What is the purpose of the driver? Don't say the translation and conversion. No, simply we have to say to map Java API representations with the query languages API representation, and from query language API representations to Java API representation. That is a simple definition. Just to map Java API to query language API, query language API to Java API, we require what there? Driver. Still, if you are thinking about an example for it, no, I'm telling to you clearly how the mapping is going to be happen there. Observe carefully. In a Java, numeric values are going to be provided in integer. In a database is no number type, an Oracle number type. Get my point or not? Into two number mapping is required. Next one is in a Java, the data type string is available. Equivalent concepts inside the database is what there? Varchar2, for example. That mapping is required. Exactly. That we are going to do through like what there? Driver. Yes, sir. All of you get my point or not? So this is the basic mapping between Java API. All these things are what there? Java API calls with what there? Database API calls. Database API calls to what there? Java API calls. For the sake of that, here we require what there? Driver, or maybe JDBC driver. Both are same here now. But the point is what? I have not provided any like what I'm telling there, JVM here, database engine here, I have not provided. By default, we can understand it, no? But the total representation is available like this. Understand it clearly. It's okay, fine. Finally, we understood we need driver. Now tell me, is it possible to prepare and execute any JDBC application without the driver? Come on guys, understand it. Is it possible to prepare and execute any JDBC application without the driver? No, not at all. Not at all possible to execute JDBC programs without the driver. On the top of the JDBC, Hibernate is available. Spring is available. Spring ORM module is available. Or maybe Spring JDBC module is available. Spring Boot data JPM module is available. Data JDBC module is available. All are either directly or indirectly dependent on what? Their JDBC only. So all these technologies are using driver internally. Without the driver, we are unable to perform database operations. No database technologies first without the driver. If driver is available, then only we can perform it. If driver is not available, then there is no chance of performing database operations. That's it. Observe carefully. Java API includes only classes and interfaces of for JDBC. Yeah, of course, that API may be anything, whatever it may be. See, the total Java API, Java nativity, the Java nativity and the database nativity. We should require some mapping here. That's the meaning of it clearly. No? Okay, now leave this one. Now, this is the point here I'm telling to you. In JDBC applications, we will provide the database logic in Java applications as per the Java representations. We will send the Java represented database logic to the database engine. Here, the database engine must execute the database logic. It has to perform the required database operations, and it has to send the result of the database operations to the Java applications. Observe carefully. In the above context, in the above context, when we send the Java represented database logic to the database engine, when we send the Java represented database logic to the database engine, the database engine will not execute the Java representations. Why? Because the database engine requires the database logic in the query language representations. Observe carefully. One more point here I'm telling to you. In the above context, to execute JDBC applications, we need an interface. Interface in the sense, don't think about classes, abstract class and interface. No, just as a mediator. Interface is nothing but what there? A mediator. We can understand. We need an interface between Java applications and the databases to map the Java representations with the Java representations with the database representations, and from the database representations with the Java representations, and the database representations with the Java representations. That's it. Now the conclusion here I'm telling to you, observe carefully. In the above situation, in the above context, the required interface between Java application and the database is called a driver. Is called what there? A driver. Right, sir. Now get. Officially, we can give the definition for driver. Driver is very simple. What is the definition here? We have given the driver. No, understand it? No, already given representation. Driver is an interface. Existed in between Java application and the database. It is able to map. Java API calls to the database API calls, and the database API calls to the Java API calls. Here API calls in the sense what there? Java nativity, database nativity. Java native representations, database native representation. Like this here we are able to provide. It's okay, sir. Then finally here what we completed now. See, indirectly what I am telling there, a mapper is required between Java application and database. A translator is required between Java application and database. The translator is called what there? A driver. Okay, sir. Good. Up to that here we understood what is a driver. That point here we understood there. What is the meaning of this driver? Now observe carefully. Right, sir. Now, earlier already I explained that point here. So nothing here. The point is what I'm telling there, API or nativity, all these things. Already with an example I'm telling you now. In Java side, integer is a representation. At a query language side, what is that representation of number? The mapping is required. That mapping could be provided by whom? Driver. That's the point I'm telling that. That names may be anything. The technical definitions when I'm telling and I'm taking now, the terminology here I have to use. But you should not get any confusion. Getting it? Ashish, are you getting my point now? What I'm telling to you? Okay. So just an example I'm telling there, data types now. Like this, some conventions are available. Best example, another example, string at Java side. At database side, it is what there. In Oracle, it is what there, var char2. In the case of MySQL, what is the data type? No, char data type is available. Like this here, we are having some differentiation that we are going to map. To map that here, we are going to use what there, driver. Understand my point here? Like this, only the other simple examples. Like this, so many conventions. Data Java is its own architecture is different. Its total nativity is different, and database nativity is what there completely is different. Now, by that here we are getting clarity. Okay, then no response. Right, sir. Now this is what we completed there clearly. Right, sir. Observe carefully. After that, after completion of this particular content here, next one is what? Observe carefully. Right, sir. Driver. What is a driver here? We understood. Now analyze the point here. From where I have to get this driver? Where it is available? From where I have to get it? How I'm going to use that in our applications? That we have to understand. Now tell me, we are the Java developers. Basically, we are like what there? Java developers. Okay. JDBC application developers. Okay. Basically, we require the driver. My database is what there? Oracle database. Understand it, no? Now myself is the JDBC application developer. JDBC is provided by Sun Microsystems. Means that I am the vendor of the. That means I am the customer of the Sun Microsystems. Understand my point here? I am the customer of what there? Sun Microsystems main. Why? Because I am using Java programming language. I am preparing Java program. Part of the Java program, I want to perform database operations. Understand my point here? Now I am using database. Understand my point here? Okay. Now tell me. Here now tell me. Interacting with the database is whose requirement? Java developers requirement or database developers requirement? Java developers requirement. So we are the Java developers. We require to interact with the databases. No, so we need a driver. Now tell me, whom we have to request that driver? Now tell me, to whom we have to send a request to the driver? To whom we have to send a request for the driver? Now tell me, whom we have to contact? You want to contact directly with Oracle people? No, we are using Oracle database, that's it. But we are the customers to what their Sun Microsystems, as we are using Java programming language. So definitely we have to request to watch Sun Microsystems. We have to request Sun Microsystems to provide a driver to connect with Oracle database. Got it or not? Okay. Now understand the situation now. In this particular case here, what I am telling there, I am the person, I am the JDBC application developer, I am the Java developer. I am sending request to Sun Microsystems. Now I'm going to connect with Oracle database from Java application, part of the JDBC. Can you please provide a driver to interact with the Oracle database? You know already Sun Microsystems is kind hearted. It has accepted our request. Then they have prepared one driver in the form of a class. They prepared a driver class, Oracle driver, something as they prepared now. They are giving the driver class to me. Then what I will do now, I will keep the Oracle driver between Java application and Oracle database. Through this driver, I can connect with what their database. Clear. Up to that, it's okay. Fine. My purpose is solved. Days goes on. In the next day, for example, what happened? Some other JDBC developers are available. They are not using Oracle database. They are using MySQL database, for example. Some other JDBC developers are available. They are not using Oracle database. They are using what their MySQL database. There also be wants to interact with the MySQL database. Then again they required a driver. Previously, Sun Microsystems has given a driver to connect with Oracle. This is Oracle driver. But they tried Oracle driver to connect with MySQL, but it is not worked out. Why? Because the driver is exclusively for what their Oracle database, not for MySQL database. Again, they required the another driver. They required another driver. That JDBC application developer, those who want to use that MySQL database, they required a driver. Again, that other group of JDBC developers, they are using a MySQL database. No, they submitted one mail to the Sun Microsystems. Now, what about our situation? You are given a product for Oracle database, but we are using MySQL database. Can you please provide a separate driver for interacting with MySQL database? Again, Sun Microsystem is okay as it is providing freewares for every developer. So they have accepted that issue, that requirement, and they prepared a driver to connect with MySQL. Finally, they are given MySQL driver to the other JDBC developers. They'll also be very happy. Myself is very happy. Some other JDBC developers, those who are using MySQL database, they'll also be very happy. All of you get my point or not? Okay. Next day, some other JDBC developers, they are not using Oracle database, they are not using MySQL database. Some other JDBC developers, they are using SQL Server, for example. SQL Server is another database provided by Microsoft. They are using another SQL Server. Again, they are also required the same one type of driver, but they tried with Oracle driver, not worked out. They tried with MySQL driver, not worked out. They required another new driver, but that another new driver is not available. They send a mail to Sun Microsystems. What about our situation now? Now this time Sun Microsystems thinking seriously about this issue. If we provide a separate driver for each and every database as per the developer's requirements, how long we are going to prepare the drivers and how many number of drivers we are going to provide? How many databases are available outside? For each and every database, we are trying to provide the drivers now. But how many databases are available outside? Hundreds of databases are available there. How is it possible for us to provide these hundreds of drivers for each and every database now? Understand my point? So this is not the right solution. This is temporary solution only, but it is not the permanent solution. So here we have to provide permanent solution. Now, some people are thinking to provide permanent solution. How they are going to provide that permanent solution then? They are thinking about it. Moreover, in this total process, what happened there? JDB's application developers, they are using some particular database and they requested to Sun Microsystems to provide a driver. Sun Microsystem is understanding what database they are using. As per that, Sun Microsystem is creating a driver and it is provided to the JDBC developers. Because of this particular driver, some JDBC developers are interacting with what their Oracle database. Automatically, the JDBC developers are becoming as the customers to the Oracle product. Requirement is for JDBC developers. Effort is coming from Sun Microsystems. But who are getting benefit now? Who are getting more number of customers? Oracle Corporation is getting more number of customers. Yes, sir. Understand it now. Then requirement is what? Requirement is the JDB's application developers requirement. Whose effort it is now? Driver is an effort from what there? Sun Microsystems. Requirement is for JDBC developers. Effort is coming from what there? Sun Microsystems now. But who are getting benefits now? Database vendors. In this overall process, any effort is coming from database vendors now? Just they are giving their product, that's it. Then people are trying to use that. They require a driver. They're requesting Sun Microsystems. When Sun Microsystems has given a driver now, automatically number of customers are increased for what their Oracle Corporation. Automatically Oracle Corporation business is increased. Effort is coming from Sun Microsystems and benefit is moving to what there, goes to what there, that Oracle Corporation. Then this is also analyzed by Sun Microsystems. Now finally Sun Microsystems wants to give a solution, but that solution to be a permanent solution where Sun Microsystems has to be skipped out from the situation. Sun Microsystems should not give any effort. Sun Microsystem effort is only one time. But it should be a permanent solution for all the JDBC developers, irrespective of their databases, what they are using. In that, the Sun Microsystems wants to give a solution. At the same time, in this solution, up to now, game is played in between JDBC developers and Sun Microsystems. That Oracle, that means database vendors are just audience. They are enjoying the game. Understand it now. But now, Sun Microsystem wants to bring the database vendors into the court. They want to keep them into the play. Understand my point here? Then what Sun Microsystems has done there, they are given a permanent solution. What solution they are given there? Observe carefully. Developers, JDBC developers are available, but we don't know what databases they are going to use, but they require a driver depending on their databases. If I'm trying to provide solution in the form of a driver for each and every database, no, it is becoming as a simple temporary solution, not permanent solution. Understand my point? So we want to give a permanent path for it. Then what is the path we are providing there? Observe carefully. Then by the time Sun Microsystems has provided driver as an interface, class, abstract class and interface is available now. Sun Microsystems has provided driver as an interface. Get my point? No? Sun Microsystems has provided driver as what there? An interface. Observe carefully. Interface. Okay. What is that interface actually? Interface contains only services. Services in the sense abstract methods. Sun Microsystems has given java.sql.driver as an interface. And Sun Microsystems has asked to all the database vendors. Driver is an interface I given. You should take the responsibility of providing implementation classes for this driver. Make available that implementation classes to the JDBC developers. JDBC developers will use that implementation classes and they will connect with your databases from Java applications. That's finished. Sun Microsystem work is very simple. Understand it? No. Previously, button is available to Sun Microsystems. Now, technically, then what I'm telling there clearly that Sun Microsystems has moved their button to the database vendors who are getting benefit in the overall picture. Then it has given the total throwaway, throwing that button to the database vendors. Now, database vendors should take the responsibility of providing their own implementations for interacting with their own database from Java applications. As per that, all the database vendors have provided their own database driver implementations now. Then what JDBC developers have to do? As they require the driver, they will take the driver implementation provided by the respective database vendor. They will use that to interact with the respective database from the Java application. Now Sun Microsystem is skipped out from the situation. Now it is enjoying the game. That's it. Now Sun Microsystem is enjoying the game. Yes, sir. All of you get my point or not? It's almost like what I'm telling to you. For example, listen, simple example. I'm telling there. In a simple words, I'm telling to you now. You're all learning Java. Listen carefully. You're all learning Java. Okay? You're staying some hostels. Along with you, one more person is available who is also be working with company. In a company, TCS for example is working with the TCS. He's a Java developer. Already had some assignments in the company. You're staying along with him. On fine day, you met with him, you asked with him, then what about that software and everything? Generally, you had some casual discussion, but intelligently, what he has done there, okay, what you are doing, he asked there, you said to him, then I'm learning Java course now. Okay, then immediately the developer, what he will do now, I have some doubts there, can you clarify the doubts? He will ask you directly. Directly will ask you. Then what he will do? He will give some assignment. What assignments he got there in TCS? No, he has to submit that assignments. What assignments he got there? He has given that assignments to you. Then obviously, what you are doing? You will not understand that. Sure. Then what next step? No. Come on. What next step? No. Directly will come to me. Okay. Then what I'm thinking? No. Okay. My student might be is asking this question. Definitely, I have to solve it. Maybe 4 or 5 days of time I have taken. That total implementation I have given. Final solution is submitted. Then what you are doing there? Just here submitting that work to the respective TCS developer. Going on coach. Nice. Next day what happened? He had a new requirement again. Again he has given that requirement to you. Then what you are doing there? You are asking to me. Then what I am doing there? Second time also, okay, fine, no problem. My students know. I am preparing that. Again I am giving that implementation to you. Again you are submitting to what there? The respective developer. Third time requirement is coming. Same thing you have done. You brought that requirement to me. But this time I am thinking about it. Actually, the student knowledge is not like that. There is an actual company requirement. But why, how he got this kind of requirements, I analyze it. Definitely understood there is a game is going on in between me and the respective developer, but in between that, who is suffering? No, the student is suffering. Okay, I understood that. Then reversely, what I have done there, I understood the situation there. Then this time, what I'm telling there, no, yeah, it's okay. Requirement is very good. Just I given a simple abstraction. I give a simple abstraction. If you go through this abstraction, definitely the person to whom we are reporting your implementations, he will get the solution. Just show this abstraction. I given that model. This abstraction I have given. Then what the TCS developer is doing there? Then okay, as per your awareness, no, you taking that abstraction from me, you submitted that abstraction to him, And then what the TCS person is doing there, the TCS, okay, he understood that, okay, that person identified my requirement, no? So that's why abstraction he has given. Now he's working on that abstraction, he will get the solution. Next time, whenever he got the again assignment from TCS, no, he will not come to you. He will not come to me. You will not come to me. Then he will take that abstraction again. He is going to implement it. Not only that, his colleague is available in the same TCS. He is also having some other requirements. What they are going to do, no? Again, they will not come to you. Again, they will not ask you to get this requirement. What he will do, no? Again, he will take the same abstraction. He will go for his own solutions and going to submit that solutions in the TCS. Now tell me, what I given there, permanent solution are given or not? Answer my point here. I've given that what is the permanent solution. That required persons are taking that permanent solution, they're preparing permanent solution or not. In the case, if you require the same thing in the future there, you are going to get that solution from the same TCS developer or not. You are not coming to me. Directly we'll go to what there? TCS developer. On that particular do you have this problem? Now I require the same problem, that I got the same problem. Tell me the solution. Then he will give that solution to you or not. We are going to use it. In this overall picture, who is Sun Microsystems? Myself is Sun Microsystems. Who is the database vendor? TCS developer. Who are the JDBC developers? You are the JDBC developers. That's it. Not more than that. Simple point here I'm telling there. Finally, the point is what? What I'm telling to you. Listen carefully. Driver is an interface provided by Sun Microsystems, implemented by all the database vendors that are used by JDBC developers to connect their respective databases. That's it. Story is very clear. It's a triangle love story. Understand it now? Now come again. What is the story now? Driver is an interface provided by Sun Microsystems, implemented by database vendors, used by JDBC developers to connect with their respective databases. That point, if you understand now, the total JDBC is simple. Yeah. Now coming to the definitions of the JDBC. Please read out this definition now. Now we can understand clearly. JDBC is an abstraction provided by Sun Microsystems and implemented by almost all the database vendors. Hold on here. JDBC is an abstraction provided by Sun Microsystems. Part of this abstraction, driver is an interface that I provided, that Sun Microsystems has provided. JDBC abstraction is implemented by almost all the database vendors. Means that the driver interface is implemented by all the database vendors. Yes, sir, got my point or not? Okay. To connect with their what? Uses used by the JDBC developers to connect with their databases from what? Java applications in order to perform what? Database operations from Java applications. Are you getting clarity in this definition or not? Simple. Then again I'm telling there. Now here in this definition I given JDBC is an abstraction. Now I've taken the part of the abstraction, that is a driver. Driver is a part of the abstraction. The driver is an interface provided by Sun Microsystems and implemented by all the database vendors. Got it now? And these are used by JDBC application developers to connect with their databases from Java applications in order to perform the database operations from Java applications. Right. Now let's move on to the content here. The point here, what I'm telling to you, observe carefully. Okay, driver point here I'm telling to you, observe carefully. To provide driver, Sun Microsystems has provided an interface in the form of java.sql.driver, and the Sun Microsystems has given an option to all the database vendors, and the Sun Microsystems has given an option to all the database vendors, and the Sun Microsystems has given an option to all the database vendors to provide their own implementation to the driver interface, to provide their own implementation to the driver interface, okay, right, so let me check it now. To provide drivers, Sun Microsystems has provided an interface in the form of java.sql.driver, and the Sun Microsystems has given an option to all the database vendors to provide their own implementations to the driver interface. Okay, right. I'm telling to you in this context. All JDBC application developers will use the driver implementations which are provided by the database vendors in their JDBC applications in order to connect with the respective database from Java applications. That's it. Or else maybe here I'm telling that in the above context, all JDBC application developers will use the driver implementations which are provided by the database vendors in their JDBC applications, which are provided by the database vendors. Understand my point now? All JDBC application developers will use the driver implementations in their JDBC applications which are provided by the database vendors in order to connect with the respective databases from Java applications. In order to connect with the respective databases from the Java applications. That's it. Now this is a picture. It's very clear. Now try to understand it now. So finally, again I'm telling that this point is very important. Put more concentration. Here just in the point of JDBC and drivers I'm giving now. Same thing I'm going to implement in servers. Same thing I'm going to implement in the case of like what their servlets and JSPs and EJBs also. Again I'm telling there, observe carefully. JDBC is an abstraction provided by Sun Microsystems, implemented by all the database vendors to connect with their databases from Java applications. Understand my point here. Similarly, servlets is an abstraction. Servlets is also an abstraction provided by Sun Microsystems and implemented by all the server vendors, not database vendors, provided by all the server vendors. Tomcat is one of the server. WebLogic is another server. JBus or Wildfly is another server. Glassfish is another server. Provided by server vendors in order to execute the server side programs. Understand my point? Similarly, JSP is an abstraction provided by Sun Microsystems and implemented by all the server vendors in order to prepare and execute server-side programs. EJBs is an abstraction provided by Sun Microsystems and implemented by all the server vendors in order to prepare and execute distributed applications at server side. Got my point or not? So every technology is going to be available like this only, except core Java. So best example is what there JDBC. JDBC is an abstraction provided by Sun Microsystems and implemented by all the database vendors. Understand my point here? That are used by JDBC application developers to connect with the respective databases from the Java applications. That is a simple point here I'm telling you. Just I want to show the same thing in the form of diagrammatic representation. Now observe carefully. Say for example, right, sir. Now, just namesake, your understanding point of view, I'm telling this example. Now, observe carefully. First of all, here we are providing what their driver. You can understand it now as an interface java.sql.driver. Complete JDBC library is available in java.sql package, java x.sql package. Two packages are available. Java.sql, java x.sql. Two packages are available. There the complete libraries are available. Now we are going to understand java.sql. Okay, now this is like what their driver. It's an interface basically. Now here, understand this clearly. Here, right sir. Now, Here the point is like what that, like this I am going to prepare so many. Alright, sir. Now I want to give some databases. No, first of all, this is like what there Oracle. Next one is what there MySQL. So similarly, we are going to use what there SQL Server. Now, first of all, here we are going to understand this is like what there Oracle implementation for driver interface. This is like what their MySQL implementation for what their driver interface. By using that implementation only, we are going to connect with what their MySQL database. Now, this is like what their SQL Server provided IMPL implementation to connect with like what their SQL Server database. Okay, now driver is an interface here. We can understand these implementations are classes now. By using these implementations only, we are going to connect with what their database is. Yes, sir. All of you are getting it or not? In a simple diagram here, I'm giving to you. Driver is in like what there is an interface that we can understand. Again, I'm asking there here who are the what is interface and who are the implementation classes? Now tell me. Driver is an interface. All these are what their implementation classes. Of course, names are changed here. Exact names I have not provided for this implementation classes. No, just simply I have given what their implementation. That's it. You can think of it as a JDBC. In place of driver, we can write JDBC. That is implemented by Oracle, implemented by MySQL, implemented by SQL Server. By using that implementations only, we are going to connect with what their databases. Right. Now this is for the sake of your understanding purpose, I am giving clarity. Right, sir. Now tell me once again. No. Now tell me, driver is an interface provided by Sun Microsystems, and that interface is implemented by database all the database vendors which are used by JDBC application developers for what purpose? To interact with their respective databases from the Java applications. That's the point here we have to understand. Okay, fine. All of you observe carefully. Listen carefully. Right, sir. In general, there is a separate driver for each and every database. There is a separate driver for each and every database, but all these drivers are divided into the following types. All the drivers are divided into the following types. What are the types now? Number one, type 1 driver. Number 2, type 2 driver. Number 3, type 3 driver. Similarly, type 4 driver. Now the recent implementation type of 5 is also available, but nobody is using. Even no need to discuss about this type 5 driver. 100% implementations are not available. Accuracy is not available. So still we can think of it. It is in promotion. That's it. Right, sir? No need to think about this type 5 driver. But still, if you want to get this type 5 driver, no, I think so. Then I have done my Udemy courses actually, JDBC. For Udemy, JDBC courses I have done JDBC. There I have discussed about this content, type 5 driver, but not at all useful at present. One simple point here I'm telling to you, there are so many changes. There are so many changes, right, sir? There are so many changes in the what I'm telling there. So many changes in the technologies in the recent mode. If you take my last 5 to 6 years onward, the drastic changes are identified in the technologies, especially in Java. When microservices architecture is coming into the picture, microservices architecture coming into the picture, Total, the style of the development, the style of the that means the total architecture of the applications are totally changed. Totally changed. Simple example I have to talk with you. By that we are able to get some clarity. Before 10 years back or before microservices architecture, how was that implementation is going on? Application, complete application. Inside this application, how many layers are available? Fundamentally three layers: user interface, business, and data storage and access. These three layers are available. But how many modules are available there? For example, maybe 15 or 20 or 30 modules are available. Understand my point, Kerno? Let's say for example, employee management system, clients management system. Example, in our level understanding, I'm telling you, resources maintenance or management system. For example, if we take Durgasoft is the best example. For Durgasoft, we are preparing an enterprise application. Inside this, how many services here we have to maintain there? Understand it clearly. Employee management system, trainer management system, courses management system, schedule management system. All these many modules are available. All the modules must be grouped together. Finally, we are going to prepare what their project. When the complete project is created, then we'll create a var file. Then we'll create what there a var file. We will deploy that complete var file into a single server, the Tomcat server or maybe anything, some production server we are going to use. And so my point here, for this entire application, single database we are using. For employee management system, same Oracle database. For what next one? Student management system, same Oracle database. For products management system, same Oracle database. Courses management system, same database. Next one is what they're after this. Like this, 15 to 20 modules are available. For every module, what database we are using there? Same database. How many servers we are using? Same server we are using. Yes, sir, got it or not? Like this, we used to provide the application before the microservices architecture. Then in that situation, what happened there? In this particular situation, what exactly the thing is going to be happen there? No, lot of burden. The total burden is going to be going on in the server. To the server, that burden is available. To the database also, the total burden is available. Why? Because complete enterprise application is maintained by single server. The complete application is using what their single database. The total application database must be managed through a single database. The complete server environment is provided by what there a single server. That's my point here now. So where maybe when load balancing concepts are coming, when traffic is more, when number of hits are more, number of requests are more, where automatically some load balancing, this kind of approaches are going to be utilized to manage the thing. But still it is not permanent solution. That's my point here. When the volume of the application is increased, again burden will be increased to the same server. Again burden will be increased to what their databases now. Then by the time that server side issues will come there, server side issues are coming there. Understand my point here? Then days and days of time that servers are going to be down. Why? Because it's like a complete application. Moreover, at one time one server is down, that server is down now, entire application has to be stopped. For example, if it's a bank application there, if any problem with the transactions now, that entire bank application is going to be down. The serious problems are coming there. Understand my point here? The same situation over databases now. Understand my point here? Later on, the technology people have realized that this is not the right way of implementing the application or maintaining the application. Then we have to go for some alternative approach. What that alternative approach they followed there? Then immediately they have introduced microservices architecture. Previously monolithic architecture, now it is what there? Microservices architecture. In microservices architecture, what they have done there? What exactly the work they have done there? Nothing. Very simple. Previously, 15 services are available. All 15 services they group it together as a var file. They deployed the complete var file into a single server. They have used a single database. Finally, they are executing program. With the burden only, that program is going to be executed. We are going to get the services from the respective content. Got it or not? But in microservices architecture, what people are doing there? Simple. They are dividing the total application into the number of pieces, number of services. Just now I said to you, employee management system is one service. Answer my point, Ken. Student management system is another service. Next one is the courses management system is another service. Schedule management system is another service. Classes, classrooms management system is what there another service. Like entire application contains 20-25 number of services. All these services are separated. Each and every service is nothing but one microservice. It will be executed on a separate independent server. Another service will be executed in another independent server. Another service will be executed another independent server. Like this. Now tell me, How many services are available? 15 services are available. All these 15 services are executing on 15 different servers, not on single server. Understand it clearly? Yes, sir, got my point. And moreover, a complete application is not required to be maintained in a single computer. Employee management system we can run in one computer with one server with another database. Student management system will be executed in what there another computer where another server another database. Moreover, the database may be same database of previous another server, another service, or maybe different database. For service one, we are using Oracle database. For service two, MySQL database. Comfortable as per our comfort, we can use. Yes, sir. All of you get my point or not? Like this, we can divide the total application of the number of services that each and every service will be executed on individual missions, individual servers, individual databases. Now tell me, previously the total load is going on with a single server. Now the load is distributed to multiple servers or not? Automatically performance of the services are going to be increased or not? Answer my point clearly now. Now tell me, how much button is available for servers now? How much button is available? Less button or more button now? Less button, definitely. Previously, 15 services button. Now, one service button. Answer my point here. In previously, 15 services are running on a single server. If server is down, all 15 services are down. But now, if any one server is down, out of this 15, now one server is down, 14 services are running successfully. In the bank application, if transactions are down, we can create accounts still. We can create loans still. We can do all these remaining activities there. Got my point or not? Also careful, I'm telling there. But if any service is down there, then we can go for some what I'm telling there alternative also. We can provide some alternative services also. Now. Backup system also we can manage it. If this is not executing in this particular server, okay, immediately backup system we are able to provide for one server, for one service. It's very simple to provide that backup. Now. Answer my point clearly now. Right, sir. Where the total concept is come under fault tolerance. That will cover in like what there microservices. What I'm telling you now. But but here the major task is what there. Our total application is distributed over multiple services. No, they're running on their individual servers. They are using their individual database now. And one more point I'm telling there. Previously, complete application is using only one database now. But now 15 servers, 15 services are using 15 databases. Maybe same database or maybe different databases now. Now tell me, after introducing this microservices architecture, automatically importance of the server is reduced or not? Concentration over server is reduced or not? Then importance of database is also reduced or not? Concentration, focusing over database is also reduced or not? Namesake databases we can use, namesake servers we can use, lightweight servers we can use, lightweight databases we can use. Not mandatory to maintain an enterprise pack. Previously might be we are using enterprise services effectively, but now it is not required. Why? Because simple service is running one particular server. But the main difficult task in microservices architecture is what there establish the communication between all the services is a difficult part. Yes, sir. I'll forget my point on establish the communication between all the services is the main task. For that purpose, some other tools are already available. For that, we are having so many technologies, so many tools are available for the third-party tools are available to monitor all the services and to establish communication between all the services. Which service is down, which service is up. That health also we are able to check. Where we are having a number of technologies. Yeah, because of that reason, after the introduction of this microservices architecture, the development is totally drastic changes are available in the application development. No good focus, no more focus is required on what their servers, no more focus is required on what their databases. Lightweight databases we can use, lightweight servers here we are able to use. I'll forget my point on it. Because of this particular reason only, microservices are having very good demand nowadays in outside. Microservices are having very good demand in our side. But if you want to implement microservices there, we require Springboard. Springboard. That means the total service and everything we are going to prepare with what there? Springboard. A service is nothing but one Springboard project. In the Springboard project, we are going to implement one layer. Like this 15 Springboard projects. All Springboard and moreover, in Springboard what happened there? Integrated server is available. Default server is available. Tomcat is available. Jetty is available. Undertow is available inside this Springboard. We are not required to integrate any service, any server. By default, one server is available. Integrated databases are also available. In-memory database are available. H2 database is available inside the Springboard. Of course, we can use that. Or maybe some integration layer also be very clear. MongoDB we can use lightweight server, lightweight database. Cassandra we are able to use lightweight databases now. Similarly, of course, we are able to use Oracle also. That depends on your requirement what we are going to use there. But that architecture is simplified. Architecture is simplified. Only one point here. Previously, all 15 services are running single server with using single database. Now, each and every service is using its own server and they are using their own databases. That's it. Load is simplified. Performance is also be improved. That's the meaning of like what their microservices architecture. Now tell me, if it is a case, no. Now at present, as per the application, at current development, is there any good focus is going on these databases and the drivers and everything? That's my point. Is it there any requirement to put complete focus on database and its maintenance and all? Answer my point, no, not required. Because of that reason, what I'm telling there, because of this particular reason only, people are nowadays they're neglecting all the concepts. No, then directly they're moving towards what their Spring Boot content can. But at the same time, a learning process that is not at all coach. That is not at all right. That is not at all right approach. Once you are learning the courses, it should be permanent solution. In the next 25 to 30 years of time, you should not come back to the institutes now. Because of that reason, Spring Boot is totally dependent on Spring framework. If you want to understand Spring framework, you must have knowledge on advanced Java. The server-side environment, if you are not aware, nothing we are going to do with the Spring framework and Spring Boot microservices. Each and every Spring Boot application is nothing but one web application automatically. Internally it has a server. Every application is going to be deployed. That's my point, Kirna. So because of that, is all these concepts awareness is required, but focus is not required. Not much focus is required on what their servers and databases now. Now JDBC is also becoming as very light content. With respect to the Spring Boot application, with respect to the microservices architecture, again database interaction is also simplified. There is nothing but what their data JPA concept is available. Spring data JPA. In Spring Boot, we are going to understand where database logics are not required to write explicitly. Predefined methods are available. Predefined logics are available. We are going to use them directly. Yes, sir. Got it? What I'm telling you. Okay. So, okay. Then the story is available continuously. So that content I will discuss with you whenever we are in a Spring Boot and its related content. But time being, we have to put focus on it. So because of that reason, what I'm telling there, even though these many servers are available, these many drivers are available, max we are going to use one driver. So that's a more effective driver. That is what their Type 4 driver. But in one or two situations, I'm going to use what their Type 1 driver also for comparison purpose. For some conclusions purpose, we are going to use that. But maximum we are going to use what driver there? Type 4 driver. JDBC are database interactions in the sense directly we can think of it. It is like what there? Type 4. Why? Because it is a lightweight driver. Now database is becoming as lightweight or not? There also we are going to use what there? Lightweight drivers. That's the reason why we are going to use mainly what there? Type 4 driver. Okay, right, sir. It's okay. That's sufficient today. There's some content here I've given. What is driver? What is the purpose of the driver? How many types of drivers are available? Now we have to understand that each and every driver clearly. Okay. Now the types of drivers we are going to understand on Monday. Monday onwards we are going to understand the types of drivers. Okay. Then tomorrow, no need to attend for this advanced Java. Already core Java we are going to we are having schedule there. Collection framework I'm going to start at 6:30 to 8:30 max. That we can attend there. Advanced Java will continue on Monday. Okay. That's it. Thank you. Thanks a lot. We'll meet on Monday. And guys, and those who are attending in online, please 1 minute, guys. Link is going to be changed on Monday onwards. From Monday onwards, link is going to be changed, guys. Just those who are registered for it, no, then you will get that mail directly. Those who are registered for this course, you will get mail directly from Monday onwards. Okay, understand it, no? Yeah. Then before attending the class, no, please check your mails there. So you are able to get the new link details there on Monday class, no? Okay. Yeah, max tomorrow evening our admin people will share that link information to you to your mail IDs, no, registered mail IDs, just we can attend for it. Right. Thank you guys. Thanks a lot. Yeah, just it is how to get updations and all the technology. Just it is a monitoring, sir. Continuously we are going to watch the documentations or maybe some definitely some automatically we are going to aware about it. Whenever we are in technical field, automatically we are going to aware about it. Okay. Right. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Hmm. Just 1 minute. 1 minute. Thank you guys. Thanks a lot.